This final set of videos, which is the culmination of the instruction, is different from the prior videos. These do not summarize or repeat the principles and practices in the textbook and the earlier videos, but directly build on them to help you transition from reading the book and watching the earlier videos to conducting your own project using the 5-level QDA method. We therefore assume that you have read the book, which lays out the principles of 5-level QDA and how they are put into practice, and particularly the appendices to Chapter 6, which provide many worked examples of the process. We assume you have watched the component orientation videos and have used the program, or at least played around with it and become familiar with how the various components work. We also assume that you have watched the case illustration videos, and especially the final video in the series, the second translation of an analytic task for Chapter 9, which introduces the Translation Step 4 worksheet. It is important to watch all the parts of that video first, because it is the most thorough worked example of how the 5-level QDA process is put into practice, documented in great detail in the Translation Step 4 worksheet. As you know, Step 4 of translation concerns choosing the most appropriate component to use to fulfill a particular analytic task. This worksheet was introduced as a learning tool in that video to help master the translation process when thinking through the pros and cons of using each component in terms of what is anticipated to come next. This helps develop the 5-level QDA way of thinking that you're now familiar with: strategies, drives, tactics. We don't expect people will continue to fill out this translation worksheet in their own projects, and so the current set of harnessing component videos don't include fully documented translation worksheets, as we assume you are now familiar with that process. The earlier case illustration videos demonstrated how one analytic task could be fulfilled in different ways by using different components, and how the translation process helps determine the most appropriate component to harness. These videos are different. They illustrate how the same component in the software can be used to fulfill very different strategies for different purposes in different contexts. This is the final step in understanding the stark difference between strategies and tactics.